Alright, y'all, last one for today. Jorge Masvidal, Colby Covington. I thought about this a little bit today. I think, like, when I was thinking about it previously, I was like, man, Colby's gonna edge him out there, man. You know, dude, wrestlers are hard to deal with, guys. I feel like I'm actually really thankful my situation. My father was a Golden Glove champion in the Marine Corps boxing team. Multiple division, multiple time Golden Glove champion. My father fought Olympians, silver medalist, Olympic amateur boxer. So I came up throwing hands, mostly off of mentality as opposed to actual training. My dad, you know, my dad's always shadow boxed, always. He'd be in the middle of Planet or LA Fitness, dude, just throwing hands in the mirror, you know, in his like sweatsuit. And I'm totally my father. I'm 100% my father. I'm the same exact dude. All these people are looking at him shadow boxing. He's that dude at the gym shadow boxing. But look, yo, you could think what you want, but I bet you won't say shit. My dad will knock you the fuck out at 55 years old, bro. Yes and no. But when I was younger, you know, he's 40 years old, a little bit beat up, his body and shit, but I'll guarantee you, he knocks you the fuck out. You got something to say. So then I end up wrestling in high school. And so I had one amateur boxing match. So I was semi-familiar with hands, how to throw my hands. Then I wrestled in high school. And now I combined the two disciplines in my overall arsenal. And then I did, like, you know, 3 months worth of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu after high school. So it's like, I actually really have a giant appreciation for my journey. I love the idea that I learned how to throw hands before I learned how to wrestle. But I think there's something to say for people who learned how to wrestle before they learned how to throw hands. And I think Justin Gaethje's a great example of this. I think Justin Gaethje, dude, Justin Gaethje never boxed. Justin Gaethje didn't start, he only got into like one fight in high school. Justin Gaethje started throwing hands after his collegiate career, high-level wrestling collegiate career. And to see his form of how he throws his punches, it's as good as it gets, man. It's extremely technically perfect, sound. It's perfect, man. So, but then sometimes you get like this somewhat seemingly unorthodox style of striking with Khabib, where he wrestled his whole life. He learned how to throw hands later. I'm sure Khabib's different, man. I'm sure Khabib learned how to throw hands early, but it's a totally different style of throwing hands. So with Jorge Masvidal, it's like, to backtrack a little bit, I thought about this earlier, man. I'm putting all my money on Jorge. I'm actually genuinely gonna bet money on that fight. Colby's a favorite, I believe. I think when you're minus whatever, he means he's the favorite, right? I'm not into betting, but, and then George is like a plus 195 or something. So man, y'all put $1,000 on Jorge Masvidal, because Masvidal comes with a level of intensity in the first 5 minutes of a fight that is really hard to get away from. And Colby does too, of course, man, and it's a different style of intensity. But dude, you see the motherfucking way that Masvidal came out, even with Usman, even with both of the Usman's fight, yo. You see the way he comes out like a caged animal, like a fucking bull in a fucking bullpen. That fucking somebody hit him with a fucking what do you call it? Not an ember, but a branding or whatever they do to the bull to get the bull pissed off before you open the cage and let that motherfucker go crazy. That's Masvidal, bro. A bull in a china shop that you just slap the shit out of the bull and it's fucking going nuts. Colby's gonna have to withstand that. Colby's gonna go for the takedown, bro. Maybe he gets kneed in the fucking face like Ben Askren. Who knows? It's possible. But dude, the way that he got hit, in my opinion, Masvidal hits just as hard as Usman. I honestly think, man, Masvidal hits, it's a different style, it's a different, it's like, I'll say it like this. I think that Usman edges Masvidal in power, but I know for a fact that Masvidal has way more pop in his shots than Usman. Dude, Masvidal just knows how to throw them. Wah! Wah! I remember my first boxing trainer. He was a 19-0 professional boxer out of Buffalo, New York, Jimmy Ralston. You could look him up. He used to, when he would teach you how to throw a hook, he would hit his chest with his right hand while throwing the hook with his left, and he'd make the sound. And the combination of hitting his chest, making a verbal sound, and throwing the hook, bro, it just looked so fucking devastating. I can't do it. No, that was fucking, that was really ugly. I wish I didn't catch that on tape. I'm thinking I'm not good at, I can't chew bubble gum and walk at the same time, but he thought, and it just seemed like there was so much pop behind that. But with Usman, when you see how he knocked out Masvidal, there was so much, he threw his whole fucking body into that. And sometimes you don't always need to throw your whole body into a punch just to get your hips to turn and get that fucking pop like you're in football. So Colby's gonna have to endure that first round, and I don't know if he can. The reason why I say that is everybody's got a chin. Rather, everybody's got a life, a chin life. Or what's fucking, I don't know what I'm trying to word it, but everybody's only got so many miles on their chin, unless you're the Diaz brothers, and even them. Sometimes Nate'll get caught, and you can see not quite a flash knockout, but almost a flash knockout, and sometimes he'll retreat into his jiu-jitsu position, fall to the ground to recalibrate a little bit. And he welcomes like, yo, let's grab, bro, yo, come down here now. But I feel like Colby going to war with Usman for 25 minutes, they were very different fights than the Masvidal fights. And I think Usman was much more trepidatious with Masvidal than Colby in the striking department specifically. And so that's why those fights look totally different. So, but look, man, I'm a Colby fan, dude. I know a lot of people hate on him. A part of me kind of doesn't really like what he's doing with the Masvidal shit. You know, like with the wife and all that shit, man. But because we know at this point it's largely a shtick with Colby, and I love him as a fighter. But I think the Robbie Lawler fight is a good example of, like, I don't know, man, there's just something about Colby where it's like, I don't know, man. But one thing I do know is going to war with Usman for 50 minutes and watching the way that fucking dude, Usman literally broke Colby's jaw, bro. Okay, and he flash knocked him out a couple times, and I don't know if at this point in time Colby has enough miles on his body to be able to accept those punches by George. Of course, you got to land those punches, but if George could just, with some very good takedown defense, and crack that motherfucker, y'all are gonna see lights out. Colby with lights out, man. I highly doubt that Colby's gonna knock George out. It's very possible, but I highly doubt it. I don't know, man. What do y'all think about this, man? I'm very actually curious to what everybody thinks about this. Based on what I just said, I want y'all to take that into consideration, the pop aspect of Masvidal, the bull in a china shop that Masvidal is for the first 3, 4, 5 minutes of a fight, where it's like, man, that is what he did with Nate Diaz, totally different fighter, man. That shit matters, obviously, and of course, but the way he came out against Nate Diaz, dude, if he comes out like that with Colby, dude, Colby's in for a long night, man. He's in for a long night, man, and he's gonna have to weather that first round, and then he'll come back maybe 5 times harder in the next 4. But I'm gonna try to put like $1,000 on Masvidal, yo. I don't know, there's something, me doing that will probably make Colby win, so maybe I shouldn't. But I think it's a good time for that fight to happen, man. I don't think they're too old. They're a little bit older, guys. They're a little bit older. I know a lot of y'all think 35 is like a good age, but 35 is when we start dwindling down, man. 35 is the age that we as fans should start looking at a fighter and being like, oh, okay, start giving him like the more OG fights. Bro, nobody wants to see Diego Sanchez versus Kevin Lee, you fucking assholes. Y'all are some assholes for even allowing that fight to take place, bro. Man, fuck, man, y'all are some scumbags for that, bro. And shit, bro, Diego Sanchez might not even be that old, dude, but he's got so many fucking miles on him, man. I don't even want to see that, dude. How about when he came out with the Masvidal knee, Diego Sanchez? That was about probably the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life, dude. So anyways, man, fuck, man, I love Colby, I really do. Colby, I love you, man, but I'm fucking, you know, I'm going with Masvidal. And not because I'm more of a fan than Masvidal, even though if I had to go between Colby and Masvidal, I'd probably lean towards Masvidal because my brother's from Miami. My brother's Cuban. But, yeah, I think Masvidal's gonna crack his ass, bro, and put his lights out, dude. Because it's just all that pop, 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 pop. But we'll see, man. All right, man, that's all I got for y'all today. Peace.